It is vitally important that each of us understands and knows our identity, where we stand with our Father, with God. It's really important because what you believe in terms of your identity in Him, your standing with Him, His heart, His desire for you, and how He thinks of you, His pleasure or displeasure, as you might think, or just His perspective of you as His child or as somebody who is not. It's vitally important. It affects everything that you do. We'll look at a verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 13, two verses 5 and 6, and try to distill from here how important it is that you be aware and you know where you stand in your belief about God and how He thinks of you, how He looks at you. In 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5, the Apostle Paul says, examine yourself whether you are in the faith. So what is this? Examine yourself, not about are you doing things the way you're supposed to? Are you performing according to some standard that somebody sets out there, a law? No. Are you truly believing and trusting God? This is based upon the fact that He is trustworthy, that He is faithful, that He is good, that He loves you, that He counts you as worthy, and He delights in you. Do you believe that? Do you believe what He believes? Do you understand and see and agree with what He sees and what He understands when He looks at you? We've been given so many different messages in our lives as believers, as Christians, that tell us that God looks at us in one way or another. And as unbelievers, we're told, if you even believe in God as an unbeliever, that He looks upon you, He thinks in this way. He's a scary dude. He's unknown. Who can know the will of God? And yet the Scripture tells us that we should. It's an expectation. So you need to, as Paul says, to examine yourself whether you're in the faith, whether you're really trusting and believing in God. And if you don't know His heart, how can you trust in it? If you have the wrong concept of Him as untrustworthy, as capricious, as changeable, how can you trust Him? And that's why in all of these videos, I really try to emphasize how God sees you and He looks at you as your Father and you're His child and He cares for you and He is so desirous of that closeness with you. He delights in even the thought of you. And we could look at verses that say that. We could look at things, take Psalm 139 and read through that. His thoughts can't even be numbered. So examine yourself. Read on. Let's see what Paul says. This is why this is important. He says, examine yourself whether you are in the faith. Test yourself. Check it out. This isn't like throw some stumbling block in your way to test. This is look at it, carefully examine. To test is to say, what am I believing? Ask yourself and examine your own heart, your own belief. Do you not know yourselves that Jesus Christ is in you? He's not going to be in you, in your mind, in your thought, if He's displeased. But He is in you. And that speaks of His desire and His pleasure. It speaks of His location. It speaks of His closeness, His intimacy, why you exist, because He's in you. And notice what He says. Unless indeed you are disqualified. Now this does not mean that if you are not in faith, that you're not trusting and believing in Him, that you're disqualified. But it does mean that you will believe you're disqualified. If you believe that, see, this is the wrong belief. This is what you're supposed to examine. Are you believing that you are qualified by God, by Jesus, completely and totally accepted by Him, that He lives in you? If you don't believe that, then you will see something is lacking, that you are separate, that you are disconnected from him. And Paul is asserting you are connected. He is in you. In verse 6, Paul, and I think he was writing this with Timothy or Silas, and he says, but I trust that you will know that we are not disqualified. We're not thinking that way. We're not seeing ourselves that way. And that's why we can bring this to you and tell you that you too are accepted, that you are beloved, and that you are truly pleasing, that God delights in you. Examine yourself. Are you believing what God says as your Father? Or are you believing something else? Something that limits the beauty, the power, the magnitude of his heart for you and his thoughts for you. Because if you believe that you're disqualified, you will live that way. But if you believe you are his beloved child, you will live that way.